I appreciate Zach coming on. We're going to move over to the D2 side of things first, as we usually do. We're going to talk about some Harlon Hill favorites, at least for me right now. I don't believe any official list has been released yet, but there's two guys for me that stand out, head and shoulders above everyone else. And this guy, who we had the pleasure of having on the show just a little while back, playing for the University of Central Missouri, that being Zach Zabrowski, he's been dropping balls like this into buckets the entire year. Look at that placement. I mean, that's insane. That is a very high caliber throw. The D1 bounce back from, I believe, Southern Illinois. The dude has been tearing up the Division II scene. Didn't even know he was going to be a starter week one. The starter goes down. He comes in, balls the hell out for the Mules over there. And this guy has just been tearing up defense across the country ever since. You look at his season stats right now for this guy, and I think we're going to open some eyes here when we take a look at these numbers. Right now, he has thrown the ball 558 times, by the way, which is insane. His percentage, though, remains very high. He's completed 383 of those. So his percentage in any given game is usually between 60 and 75%. Like, he is throwing at a very efficient clip. He's thrown currently for 4,732 yards with 56 touchdowns to only 5 interceptions. So you're throwing the ball 558 times. You've only thrown it to a dude in a different color jersey 5. That's for the people who maybe are a little bit slower at home. That's incredible. I mean, this guy is insane. Now, don't get me wrong. He's got a fantastic offense around him, but obviously he is the driving point. He is as far as this offense goes. They've got all the pieces it feels like they need to win over there. Fast, fun, free, physical, a lot of the words they like to use to describe that offense. When I was talking about some of the best uniform combos, by the way, these black kits, these are insane. These look really good, the red text and everything. But yeah, so shout out to Zach. He has been a dog this year, and him and that Central Missouri team have been a very fun team to talk about and follow. We'll talk about more of them in Super Region 3 in a little bit when we go through the D2 playoff side of things. The other guy, and I think the guy who was probably the obvious favorite maybe heading into this season, that being John Matocha from Colorado School of Mines. He won it last year. Obviously, going to be a name that's going to be talked about for this award in the following year. You look at this dude. You want to talk about dropping the ball in a bucket.
Wide open down the
that
right
ball.
Side, completed.
And I'll turn the audio off if you don't hear the announcer, but that ball right there, they ended up going out to beat this team, I think, like 80-something to nothing. I don't know why dude was even in the game. But he has been playing incredible this year. The Mines team, highly regarded as the best team in Division II football right now. Their front seven on defense has been playing very well. But again, this team goes as far as John Matocha goes. He's got some dogs on the outside, guys like McLeod, who have been playmakers for him for quite some time now over there in Mines. They've made a lot of news for their crazy haircuts and different way of doing things. Obviously, engineering school, you're going to get a couple different cats over there playing ball. But at the end of the day, like, that team knows how to play football games and how to win the hell out of football games. They've played one of the toughest strength of schedules throughout the entire year in Division II. But when you look at his stats, and the award isn't only stats, but it's stats are obviously a big part of what this award is. He's 238 for 345, so not nearly the same number of attempts as Zabrowski, but still has thrown for over 3,000 yards. He's got 36 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. So again, you're talking about a guy who's usually throwing somewhere between 65 to 80% completion percentage. Like, these are insane numbers from both these guys. Really could be a toss-up. Obviously, Zabrowski has a little bit more breadth on his resume because he has thrown the ball so many more times. That air raid offense in Central Missouri is outstanding. Matocha, though, in a lot of his games has come out right at halftime and things of that nature. So we're not even really getting to see a lot of what he's capable of doing, because look at these last 2 games against New Mexico Highlands and Fort Lewis. He only had 19 and 17 attempts respectively, and between those 2 games, he only had 6 incompletions. Like, the dude is flat out balling, almost had 300 yards still in both those games, and he's not even really being utilized. So right now, man, it feels like those two are the front runners for the Harlon Hill Award. It'll be very interesting to see how that shakes out.